Hey, what's up, guys? TJ here, coming at you live from Colorado for our Monday 2 p.m. live stream. Thank you guys for hopping on and joining me. Switching up the layout a little bit today. I'm just tired of my face being overexposed in that corner by my desk. So, new location. Hopefully, the light's a little bit better. And I hope you guys can hear me okay and all that. Let me know if you can't, per usual. What's up, guys? Owen, Rutger, Corbin, Landon. Good to see all you guys. But yeah, so everything's been going good over here in Colorado. I'm going to see the depth perception premiere in Denver tonight. So hopefully I'll meet Travis Rice. I've seen him several times at various events, but I haven't actually like walked up to like get a photo with him and stuff. So I'm gonna do that tonight, I think. Went snowboarding this morning. I'm gonna be trying to get a little more kind of quick and easy vlog content up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/boardarchive. If you guys want to check that out, that should be up later today or tomorrow. Also, biggest announcement today, just want to go ahead and get it out right in the beginning, guys. Launching my own Patreon account. So patreon.com/boardarchive. Kevin has one as well, patreon.com/SnowboardProCamp. Any of you guys that are looking for a way to help contribute to what we're doing, creating the videos. For myself, I'm doing written reviews, DMs on Instagram, Facebook messages, answering your emails, just all around getting all the content out, sourcing the boards, video gear, all that good stuff. If you're looking for a way to help contribute, even with just $1 or $2, Patreon gives you that option. So I encourage you guys to check that out. Patreon.com/boardarchive for myself and patreon.com/snowboardprocamp for Kevin. Also, if you guys don't know, Kevin's going to be going live on Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you tune back in on Friday. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that notification bell as well. It'll let you know anytime we go live or anytime that we upload a video. So yeah, also, this is the weekly snowboard buying advice live stream. So if you guys have any questions related to snowboards, what bindings to pair with what board, maybe you're trying to choose between two boards, that type of stuff, as well as, you're welcome to ask me any questions that you'd like. Please go ahead, start leaving those questions in the comments. I'm going to try to get to as many questions as I can today. Usually we will run the live stream for about 40 minutes to 1 hour. So try to get to as many questions as I can in that time. Be scrolling up here in a minute to see we've already had a ton of questions come in. We got about 100 people live already. Good to see all you guys. So stoked y'all are here. Please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. It helps us out. Another just couple quick things. As you can see, I got the 2018 Evil Twin here. Finally came in, going to be my personal snowboard. I almost took it out this morning, but I rode the War Pig. I just wanted to go really fast and do some fun carving on those early morning groomers. But definitely going to be taking out the Evil Twin soon. Opening days here in Colorado on Friday. So probably going to be taking that guy out on Friday. Going to try to hit Breckenridge and Keystone in the same day for opening day. Unless I can get a Copper Pass. I'm still working on that Copper Pass. If I can get that, then I'll be at Copper for opening day, because it always just looks super fun out there with a really great community of people. And then one other thing before I jump into your questions, I wanted to talk about this piece of art on the wall right here, because I am super stoked on it. Easily in my top 5 most prized possessions. I honestly can't believe that I have it, but it's the first piece of artwork that I've ever purchased. It's a hand-painted Arbor skateboard deck by Brian Iguchi. So that Jackson Pollock style kind of background, just really, really awesome kind of spiritual like meditation graphic on there. Hand painted by Brian Iguchi, which is sick. And what's even sicker is that all the proceeds went to charity, to Boarding for Breast Cancer. So I don't think I could have made a better first art purchase. I'm super hyped on it. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into some questions today, guys. Let's see what you guys are asking today. I'm going to go ahead and scroll all the way back up to the top and kind of just start working my way down. Also, if you don't know, this is a super chat, so if you have a really important question or you want to just donate a couple bucks, you are able to do that, and it will highlight your question for me to make sure that I see it. Also, guys, if you do see a super chat come through, let me know in the comments just to make sure I don't miss it, and let us know where you're from. It's always have an awesome community here on Snowboard Pro Camp. I would say the best snowboard community on the internet, definitely the largest, and we got the nicest crowd. I think everyone's just super stoked and pumped on each other. So let us know where you're from, and I'll be answering your questions and calling that out as well. All right. Erica Constantino with us, regular here. Chris Wells, No Bad Day. What's up, guys? Drew V. Lucifer Morningstar, another regular. Alexander, good to see all you guys. All right. Andrew Tompkins asks, how is the War Pig on steep terrain? It does well. So basically the War Pig it's a directional twin. So between the contact points, it's pretty much a true twin, and then it has a really long nose outside the contact points. So it does have a decent amount of tail. It's got some decent stability for you. Hey guys, sorry for that interruption. Hope you guys are all still here. But yeah, so it still has a decent amount of tail, so you have that stability on that choppier and steeper terrain where you need to keep your weight back a little bit. So I would say it does pretty good. It's just a pretty good all-around board. I'm on the 54, and it definitely is significantly more sturdy than the 48. So with the War Pig, you want to make sure to downsize. On the video review, I'm riding the 148. And that would probably be my ideal size. The 54 I got because it has that super wide waist width at 27 centimeters. Super, super fun for carving, but it's actually really aggressive. I'd say it rides more like a 160. It's pretty dang aggressive snowboard. So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on the War Pig. Check out the video and written review as well if you guys are curious about that board still. Let me scroll back up here and see what we got going on. Any other questions? Tons of questions. All right. Rutger Vander Tugen asks, do you think the Solomon Pulse is a good snowboard? I mean, if you're looking for that entry level kind of low price point, just get out there, learn the basics kind of board, certainly, you know, that's definitely what that board is built for. It's not going to stand up to your riding as you start to progress and ride more aggressively with higher speeds and more momentum and all that good stuff. But if you're looking for something for just a season or two, you know, maybe you're getting 10 days, a season, definitely a good entry level snowboard. Devin Sanchez, come shred Loveland tomorrow. Would love to catch a lap with you. Man, I was planning on going to Loveland on Wednesday, but since I went snowboarding this morning, I don't know if I'm going to go out again this week. I might just wait until opening day on Friday. So that's another thing. I guess quick announcement. So this week, you probably won't see a lot of video content out of me. I'm working a lot on the website, trying to just get some leftover stuff that I have laying around that needs to get online. I'm trying to wrap that up this week, get the website dialed for the season to start. And I might do like a video. I want to do a video on the 32 TM3 boot. I just got those in. And also the Union Expedition binding. So I might get those out this week. If not, those will be coming out next week, and we'll just be starting to get some written reviews that aren't posted yet up on the website, as well as I'm going to get that blog launched and some other stuff as well. So boardarchive.com, if you guys don't know, I got a ton of written reviews on there. All the video reviews are posted there as well, and on the Snowboard Pro Camp YouTube channel. So check that out. There's a lot of great info on there for you guys. Grind Daga just got his Epic Pass. Can't wait to get out to CO. Where are you from, man? That's awesome. You went ahead and got the Epic and you don't live in Colorado. Must be planning a couple trips this year. Alex T from Romania. Awesome, guys. So Joseph Myers asks, Arbor Coda for powder, or do you have another Arbor board? So that Arbor board that I was on last season was actually the Brian Iguchi Pro Camber. It does pretty good in powder. It's a directional twin as well. I definitely I'm an advocate for, you know, having multiple boards in the quiver. So if you are looking for a powder board, don't get a twin. You know, if you want to float in powder, you want to get rid of that rear leg fatigue, get something with a setback stance. You know, check out the top 5 free ride boards video. Any of those boards are going to float really, really well. The K287 is still kind of playful if you're looking to like do ollies and butters and stuff. The Capita Mercury is also a ton of fun. But yeah, the Coda is sick too, but it's still that directional twin shape, so I'd stay away from that in the powder. The Cosa Nostra would be a better option from Arbor. Paul Varga, what's up, man? Jack Mollum, what's up? What's up, dude? So Jack asks, what board do I ride? So my 2 main snowboards this year are going to be the Battalion Evil Twin right behind me here, as well as the Ride Warpig. 154 on the Ride Warpig and 154 on the Evil Twin as well. And then obviously I'm going to be doing a bunch of board reviews throughout the season. So hopefully I'll be on a different snowboard almost every day. But on those days where I'm doing vlog videos or like a tutorial or something for you guys, I'll probably be on the Evil Twin. On those powder days or carving days, I'll probably be on the Warpig. All right, let me scroll back up here. So Anthony Hernandez says, I have a 160, but when I ride, it's hard to control. So I don't know your height or weight, man, but that is something you guys want to watch out for. You don't want to just buy a snowboard because it's a good deal. You know, if a board is too big for you, it's going to be really hard to control at slow speeds. It's just like not going to want to turn. It's going to be very hard to maneuver. Once you start to get up to speed, even if the board is a little too big for you and you have that momentum going, you can control it a little bit better and it's going to feel super stiff and stable. But you know, that's kind of part of what I'm doing, guys. It's really important that you get the right size snowboard, as well as, you know, you want to make sure it's wide enough for your boot size. You know, it's the right type of snowboard for your goals that you want to do. All that good stuff. So hopefully the content we're putting out is helping you guys out. I'm going to be adding some more content to the blog on boardarchive.com about that, as far as like choosing the right size, all that kind of basic snowboard selection stuff. So that'll just be available as a written resource, and I'll probably do some short videos as well for you. And also this week I am planning on doing, this will probably be the one video that does come out this week, and that's going to be my snowboard gear list for 2018. So all my gear, my boots, bindings, boards, gloves, outerwear, goggles, face mask, all that stuff I'll put in the video. So if you guys are wondering what I'm going to be on this year, I'm going to let you know. That'll be coming out soon. All right, so Owen Walton asks, how does the women's width work? Will it work if you don't have a women's width? I mean, I'm a short 5'4" dude. Well, so basically the women's boards are going to be just kind of like shorter lengths and narrower waist widths versus the men's options. Some companies will do women's specific designs where they actually change up like the thickness of the core, they change the carbon layup, they change the fiberglass, all kinds of stuff. But for the most part, if you're looking for if you're looking at women's boards, it's just going to offer shorter sizes, narrower waist widths, and different graphics. But at 5'4", I still think that there's you'd be fine in the men's size range. Lots of men's boards go down to like 47. So I don't necessarily think you'd want to go on a women's board. A lot of times the women's boards are a little more flexible as well, so keep that in mind, man. Ooh, Brandon Davis, Capita DOA versus Battalion Evil Twin. Oh man, that would be a good video, man. I wish I had footage for that. Maybe I do actually, but I'm already doing a Capita DOA versus Solomon Huck Knife video, so that'll be coming out this month. And then I will have a full comprehensive video review for the Evil Twin, as well as a written review. I haven't put the written review up yet. I'm going to wait, and I'm just going to redo it on the 2018 board. They added that sidekick tech in it this year. So that'll be coming soon, man. Your best bet's just going to be to watch the individual written reviews. Honestly, I probably won't do a versus, but maybe. I don't know. Keep asking. Maybe I'll do it. Leave it in the comments and stuff. Hit me up on Instagram. All right, Kyle BIB asks, Kyle BIB asks, hey TJ, what's your height and what size board do you ride? So you guys know, this is listed in every single written review on boardarchive.com. So I encourage you to check that out, man. You've given it away. You haven't checked out the written reviews yet. So I hope you do check that out. Put a lot of work into the website. But I'm 5'10" and I hang out around a 154 to 155 length for pretty much everything. If I'm doing more of like a free ride carving board, I might bump up to like a 57. If I'm doing like a pure jib board, I might go down to like a 52 or something, but I tend to hang out in the 54 or 55 range. That's my favorite. All right, best carving board for a 6'1", 260 pound, size 12.5 boot, from Brian Itul. Thanks for the question, man. It's actually a really common issue. People looking for boards for bigger dudes. I might actually have to go ahead and do a top 5 video on that. I'm kind of the top 5 videos are really hard to edit. It just takes a long time. So I was kind of over it. I have the top 5 freestyle, free ride, butter, and do it all snowboards all on SnowboardProCamp. So I hope you guys check that out if you haven't yet. If I do one more, it's going to be on those wide boards. So maybe I'll get around to doing that next week as well, man. But as far as answering your question goes, 2 boards that come to mind immediately is going to be the LibTech Skunk Ape. Definitely check that one out. They make it in some really, really wide sizes, including an ultra wide size, which is basically they made it as wide as they could in the snowboard press. They just can't physically make a snowboard any wider than that. I think it's like a 280 millimeter waist width or something. And they have some slightly narrower versions of it as well. That would be a great one to check out. Also check out the Battalion Goliath, man. Hope that helps you out, Brian. Austin Clemens, I think I just became your first patron. Dude, thank you so much. I just launched the Patreon literally about 5 minutes before I started the live stream here. So again, patreon.com/boardarchive. I'd be super stoked if you guys are interested in checking that out. I'm actually right after this live stream today, I'm going to hop on there and just do kind of like a live hangout. If any of you guys have any questions you want to ask, maybe not related to snowboarding, and just kind of hang out for a bit, I'll be doing that for probably 15, 20, 30 minutes or so. We'll see how it goes. And I'm going to upload like an intro video to Patreon right after the live stream as well. But Austin, you're the man, dude. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys. All right, let's keep going down here. All right, I already answered the question about the Solomon Pulse. We got Avron Lefebvre on the live chat with us today. What's up, Angry? Hope you're doing good, man. We still got to hang out, dude. We got to ride sometime. I haven't got the Copper Pass yet, but I'm working on it. And vegan bindings, what you got? Burton Malavita, bro. I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. All right. Owen Walton, another question here. What are your thoughts on 0 degree binding angles? He said 0 degree binding, but I'm assuming he means 0 degree binding angles. I definitely have seen that. A lot of the really hesh kids are like the super skater kids that start snowboarding, or kids that skate a ton in the summer and are like really good, and then snowboard in the winter will have those super unangled bindings. Personally, it messes me up like crazy. I cannot ride that way. My binding angles are 15, -15. And that's pretty much what I ride on every board. On directional boards, I'll maybe push my back leg into like -9 or something to just open up my hips a little bit more for carving. But I like the duck stance, man. That's what I'd recommend. All right, so I'm gonna scroll down a little faster here. Got so many comments, guys. Thank you for all the questions. I appreciate it. Gonna keep pushing through here today. Anthony Hernandez asks this pretty general question. What do you think of powder boards? I think they're amazing. I think it's 100% worth owning if you're going to be riding, even a handful of powder days in a season, like, 12 inches plus. Makes a huge difference. Completely eliminates rear leg fatigue. Keeps you on top of the powder, just like super maneuverable through the trees because of those short tails. Absolutely worth the investment, man. I am a fan of powder boards. That is for certain. Oh man, someone asked what my favorite board I ever rode is. It's impossible to answer. There's just too many, man. But the DOA, the Evil Twin, the War Pig, those guys are up there for sure. Maybe on my own YouTube channel I'll do like what are my top 5 personal favorite snowboards. Maybe. Follow me on YouTube at Board Archive. All right. Jack Mollum asks, what do you think of flow boards / bindings? You know, I think they definitely make a quality product. You know, it's kind of geared towards that rider that is looking for the convenience of that rear entry binding. I personally still have not tried out flows. That's something I want to do this year. Also, the Burton Step-Ons. I'm sure we'll probably hear a question about that. Both of those binding technologies, hoping to get some video and written content out on that for you guys this year. Been reaching out to Flow, so hopefully they'll send me out some bindings or something. But right now I don't have a solid opinion, man. I think they're functional, they work, they're convenient, but I just don't know how the feel and the performance compares to your standard binding. But I'm hoping to get that out for you guys this year. All right, guys, we are at 165 simultaneous live people on here. That is what's up. That's the most I've ever had at one time on the live stream. Thank you guys for joining me here today. If you could give the video a thumbs up, I appreciate it. It helps me out a bunch. Thank you guys for being here. Let's keep going with these questions. Gavin Crehan asks, can you do butter tricks with a stiff board? You definitely can, but it's not going to look the same. You know, with those park boards, they have a really nice flex pattern. You get that really cool kind of like nose flat board, super kinked up. Also makes it much easier to get into the butter trick on those softer butter boards. So I mean, while you can do butters on a stiff board, it's going to be much more challenging and it's not going to quite have the same aesthetic to it. But you definitely can, man. If you want to challenge yourself, go for it. Just watch those edges if you're not on a 3BT board or on a spooned out nose or something. Especially on a more aggressive stiff board, there's a good chance you might catch. So it's good practice though, man. It's always good to challenge yourself. All right, I'm going back down to the bottom of the comments here. We just have comments coming and coming and coming, so I'm not going to be able to go through the entire list and get to every single comment. I'm just going to kind of start skipping around. But thank you guys for leaving all these comments and giving me stuff to talk about. I appreciate it. So Waldemar asks, what can you tell us about the Ride Kink snowboard? So I actually own a Ride Kink from, I think it's a 2014 Ride Kink. So it was before they changed the camber profile. The board is much stiffer now. It's also going to be a true camber snowboard. The one I have is a flat camber with a little bit of rocker in the tips and a softer board, much more jib oriented. It's a lot of fun. Really like it. But they kind of changed the whole philosophy behind the board, in my opinion. The new one's really stiff. It's regular camber. It's definitely not a jib-oriented board anymore, I wouldn't say. It's just, it's too stiff to really get those more technical rail tricks, but it's more of like a do-it-all snowboard nowadays, I would say. All right, I saw a super chat come through here. Carrie Pierce. Hey, TJ, I have a GNU Be Nice. It has an extruded base. To wax or not to wax? Awesome question, Carrie. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. So with an extruded base, technically you don't need to wax it. It's non-porous. Honestly, I would wax it every once in a while. You know, like if you see the edges start to get kind of dry and hazy, go ahead and wax it. It'll moisturize it a little bit. But for the most part, when you wax an extruded base, after a run or two, most of that wax is already scraped off because it doesn't really get absorbed into the base as it does on a sintered one. So, Carrie, I wouldn't say it's a waste of time, but it's not something you want to like do meticulously. Only if you're noticing your board start to like either get dry visibly or if it's starting to feel, you know, like a wax would help it out. That'd be my recommendation. Kevin also has some videos on the channel showing you guys how to do that if you're curious. All right, I'm going to scroll up a bit and just make sure I didn't miss any other super chats here. Thank you again, Carrie, for that super chat. We appreciate it. All right, I think we're good, although Uh, whoa, 1 second here. Let me, wow. Live streams are dangerous, guys. I hope the comments aren't too weird right now. I'm definitely seeing some interesting comments roll through. Um, there's always those guys trying to play some jokes, so I hope they're not bothering you too much. Hopefully nothing too inappropriate. I just had to flag a couple comments here. But yeah, let's keep it to snowboarding, guys. Come on. All right. Ruth Bolter asks, what do you think of the K2 Vandal? Saw this question come up a bunch, man. I actually haven't ridden a whole lot of K2 boards, and I'm not familiar with the Vandal. I'm sorry about that, man. I've ridden the Bottle Rocket and the Party Platter and the 87. Those are the K2 boards I'm familiar with. But I haven't even researched the Vandal, so I can't even really talk about it. I'm sorry, man. All right, Marcos Castillo asks, any more splitboard videos this year? Awesome question, man. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, I have a video review of the Volet Universal splitboard binding. Really, really fun day out touring in the backcountry with my friends Cameron and Jordan out on Berthoud Pass here in Colorado. It was my first time splitboarding. We had an epic day, like awesome powder, and got to try out the Volet Universal bindings, and they worked really, really well. So this year I'm going to be on the Union Expedition splitboard binding. As I mentioned earlier, I'll have a unboxing and kind of setup video coming out on that probably next week. But definitely going to do more splitboard content. I don't know if I'll get more out this year just because it just depends how much snow we get, how quickly. If we get enough snow, I'm definitely gonna head out for a tour. I've had some friends already hit me up saying, you know, like, hey, this place got like 2 feet of snow. Let's drive out there and go touring. So it'll probably happen. I just don't know if it'll be this year or if it might leak into 2018. It just depends on conditions. I really don't want to mess up my split board. It was expensive and I don't want to hit any rocks. So I really want to get a solid base before I get out there. Man, you guys are crushing it with the comments today. Like, this is the most interaction I've ever seen on a live stream. I'm so pumped. I mean, winter's coming. People are getting stoked. I guess it kind of makes sense. I cannot wait for December and January. It's going to be a madhouse in here. Like, literally, we got a comment coming in like every second. All right, let me scroll up and see of the recent comments if I can find a good one here. Snowboard Dad asks, who do you think will win the men's Olympic snowboard this winter for each category? Man, I don't know. That's a tough question. So many factors go into it. I know the course is looking pretty crazy this year. It's a really interesting course. And then the teams are so stacked too. Like Team USA is stacked. Team Norway is really stacked. I think they have a really good chance of crushing it this year. But we'll have to see, man. I don't know. Maybe as the Olympics get closer, more media comes out, we see more content coming out from all the riders. I'll be able to kind of make a better estimate, but I'm not really sure at this point, man. It's going to be interesting though. That's for certain. I mean, it's going to be really cool. All right, Feels Bad Man asks, what mittens should I get? I need new ones. So the mittens I'm going to be using this year is the Crab Grab Punch Mitt. They're like $55, I think, so pretty reasonably priced. They're really, really warm. It's it's not really good for like warm spring days or like park days. I would get some uninsulated mitts for that type of weather, but the Punch Mitt has some solid insulation to it. And it's been really warm out there so far, keeping me, I think, you know, on a really, really cold day, I might want to pair a liner with it, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty solid. And I know Kevin is a big fan of Howl gloves, so Crab Grab Punch Mitt or Howl gloves, check them out, man. Oh, man. Jorge Ventriglia asks, Evil Twin or Lobster Haldor Pro? Man, those are both insanely awesome snowboards. I wouldn't have a preference between the two. They're also very, very similar. So I would say, if you like the graphic on one more than the other, if there's just some piece of tech, something obscure about one or the other that kind of stands out more to you, go for that one. But they're both going to be really, really sick, man. I like both those boards a lot. But as you guys know, I'm going to be on the Evil Twin, so I don't know if that makes a difference for you. And I did buy this board. That's like just the board that I personally wanted to be on this year, so I just went out and bought it. Just got it yesterday, actually. All right, so Cozy Attic, awesome question here. Kind of letting me follow back to something I said at the beginning of the live stream today. I know you spoke about having 2018 Capita board reviews. When can we expect to see those? So as I mentioned, this week you might not see much video content out of me because I'm kind of tying up some loose ends on the website. That is part of that. So trying to get all those posted and actually live on the website for you. So several written reviews coming, as well as the blog on the website, some other content like that. I might do a blog post about depth perception tonight, just kind of telling you about, how it was, what the environment was like. Hopefully I'll get a photo with Travis Rice. I don't know. We'll see. So working on all that type of stuff this week, and then I actually have some snowboard review videos that are going to be dropping this month, probably starting next week. So video reviews like the Never Summer Prototype 2, the Arbor Brian Iguchi Pro, and then some Capita reviews, and some other stuff. I won't give it all away, but we've got a lot of good stuff coming out soon. So just going to try to go hard this week and just get ready to just jump into the season once it's here on Friday. Thanks for the question, man. Devin Ryan, any opinion on the Lobster Sender versus the Evil Twin? So again, very similar snowboards. The biggest difference is going to be on the Sender. It's going to have that 99% twin shape, whereas the Evil Twin is just their true twin shape. So you're going to get a little bit more nose outside the contact points on the Lobster Sender, making it just a little bit more versatile, a little bit more all mountain oriented. Other than that, they're pretty similar. I think the Sender might be a little bit stiffer than the Evil Twin as well. So I would say, if you're looking for something that's really more freestyle focused, check out the Evil Twin. If you want something that's slightly more versatile, check out the Lobster Sender. Got some East Coast guys on the chat today. What's up, guys? Good to see you. As you guys know, I'm from North Carolina. Always love repping NC as much as possible, and just trying to promote the hometown. Coney Sauce, planning on buying the Huck Knife. Awesome, man. It's awesome board. It's made it in the top 5 freestyle snowboards video if you guys haven't seen that. All right. Luca Berti asks, hey TJ, how do you repair the top of the board when it gets damaged? Happened the other day on the first exit with the Villain. So if your top sheet gets peeled up, if like someone hits you in the lift line or whatever, it can happen all kinds of different ways. If that top sheet is lifting, my typical go-to is marine epoxy. So go to your local hardware store, get some marine epoxy, as well as some clamps and popsicle sticks. So you don't want to, the popsicle sticks will go in between the clamp and the board, so you're not like gluing anything to your snowboard. Just fill it in with epoxy, clamp it down for 24 hours, and it'll be good as new if it's not too bad, man. That's my go-to fix for that type of stuff. And it usually holds up really, really well. Sorry that happened on your new board, man. That's a bummer. All right, guys, so we've been going live for about 33 minutes now. As you saw in the title, there was a couple of things I wanted to talk about today. So I'm just going to take an interjection real quick, and let's talk about soft flex versus mid flex versus stiff flexing snowboards, what the kind of idea is behind each of those and what they're best at. So first, just talking about softer flexing snowboards. So I'd say boards kind of within the like 2, 3, and 4 flex range. They're going to be more like your entry-level snowboards, your butter snowboards. A lot of freestyle snowboards are going to fall within that range. The advantages you're going to get is going to be easy presses. They're going to be very maneuverable and easy to control. but the downside is that they're going to be lacking in stability. So as you start to ride at higher speeds or hit bigger jumps and all that type of stuff, the tips are going to feel kind of flimsy. It's not going to have the stability that you want. So that's kind of the trade-off. If you want those tall, stylish presses, you're going to be trading off that stability on the higher end, faster speed type of riding. Mid-flexing snowboards, you're going to find a lot of freestyle snowboards and kind of all mountain boards, even some free ride boards. It's the most versatile flex, so that's why you see it in those categories. Kind of flexes between the 4, 5, and 6 range, I would say. You're still going to be able to do presses on most of these snowboards and do those butter tricks and have a good aesthetic to it. It won't be too difficult, and it'll still be, fun and feel good. But with that extra stability, you can start hitting bigger jumps, start riding at higher speeds, be able to carve more aggressively, all that stuff. So I would say that's the range where you really find the most versatile snowboards. All the snowboards in the top 5 do-it-all video are going to be kind of within that flex range. As you start to ride at higher speeds, you're not going to be getting chatter in the tips. So when you're going really fast and the tips start to kind of vibrate up and down, that's really common on those softer flexing snowboards. Again, just because of the lack of that stability. So, and then you have the stiffer flexing boards, so more like your free ride boards, like your Jones Flagship, your Capita, Black Snowboard of Death, all that type of stuff. The Never Summer 25 comes to mind. Those are going to be the boards that are they're not damp. You're going to feel most of the bumps underfoot, but they're just going to rip. They're going to be able to go really fast. They're going to be able to carve very aggressively. They're going to be able to handle, steep, aggressive, technical lines. They tend to come with all the high-end tech from companies, so usually you're going to have sintered bases, the most advanced carbon and fiberglass layups, all that good stuff. Really geared for those aggressive riders looking to go fast, explore off the groomers, hit the back bowls, and they tend to usually have a setback stance. There are some twins they're pretty stiff, maybe like more kind of jump-leaning twin boards, but for the most part, those really stiff, aggressive boards are going to be more free ride, kind of carving, leaning snowboards. So quick 2 cents there. Just want to give you guys a little bit of advice to help you out if you're looking at a few different snowboards. Maybe that'll help you decide a little bit. So I hope that helps out. I will get back to answering some questions. We'll keep going for like 10-15 minutes or so, and then I think I'm gonna call it. Get that Patreon going. Head over to Patreon and do that live hangout, and then start working on the website, trying to get everything else dialed. Got a lot to do this week. All right, so let me scroll up a little bit here. I saw a bunch of comments come through as I was talking here. Got a super chat, George Ventriglia. Thanks for answering, man. Always watching from New Zealand. So stoked to see you on here, George. Appreciate the super chat. Awesome to hear you're watching from New Zealand. So good to see you, man. Bobby Petner asks, any opinion on the Never Summer West for all mountain riding? Yeah, the Never Summer West is definitely a good go-to board from Never Summer if you're interested in that rocker camber profile. Still going to be a rocker dominant snowboard, so it's pretty interesting. It's got a pretty stiff flex. I'd rate right around a 6 out of 10. It's going to have a setback stance. It's going to be solid for free riding. It's going to float pretty well in the powder thanks to that setback stance and that rocker profile. And it's going to be a lot of fun for carving too. It's pretty stiff. You can go fast with it and charge. It's a little bit aggressive for the park in my opinion. You can hit some jumps with it and it does well, but it's a little catchy in my opinion for that park stuff. It's just kind of an aggressive snowboard. So that's my 2 cents on the Never Summer West. The 25 is even more aggressive. That thing is gnarly. All right, another question from Owen Walton. How much should I pay for a freestyle / mid-range board? So if you're looking for that mid-range price point, I would say like $450 to $500. $400 to $500 really. Most of the mid-range is going to be kind of in that price point, usually a little bit above $400. But like for example, for Arbor, on all the boards above that $400 price point, you're going to get the real wood top sheet. You're going to get a sintered base. You're going to get their higher end technologies in it. So that $450 price point, I feel like are really above $400 for most brands. That's where you're going to start to see their kind of like fancy tech come out. You're going to see all the highest end stuff in the boards, the more high performance, more durable type of stuff that, intermediate to advanced riders are going to appreciate. Hope that helps you out, man. All right. Claudia Kowaluska asks, TJ, what should beginners look for in a new snowboard? Awesome question. This is something that Kevin has covered a couple of times as well. So basically, you know, when you're looking at a beginner board, say it's your first time snowboarding ever, or you've just rented or borrowed gear a couple of times and you're trying to get your own setup and invest in that, you know, you don't want to get something that's too aggressive, that's going to be hard to control. So those softer flexing boards are going to be better for you. Also want to keep it on the lower price point, just because as a beginner, you're probably going to be bumping into people in the lift line. You know, you're going to be, as you're learning, you might, you know, not be able to pick lines as well and hit some rocks, or, you know, hit the nose on a tree, or if you're learning park, you could hit a feature and just generally just damage the snowboard as you're learning. So try to keep that price point lower. I'd say, you know, you can find some solid boards kind of within that $300 to $400 brand new MSRP price point. Some beginner boards that I go to, just that I recommend, is the Arbor Formula. I think that's a really, really solid board. The GNU Carbon Credit is really solid as well, and the Battalion Fun Kink. I think those are all really solid beginner boards if you guys want to check that out. And just to throw you a ladies option, the Arbor Cadence is a really good option for you, or even the Paparazzi. That's kind of their lowest price point entry-level board, right at $300, I think, or $350. You get the Grip Tech side cut, rocker dominant profile, soft flex, you know, easy to control. You're still going to get grip on ice, so the Paparazzi is a good one. Also, man, what's it called? The GNU Gloss. That's a really sick kind of beginner ladies board this year. So check that out. Hope that helps you out. Appreciate the question. All right. Levi Carroll asks, how do you feel about the full face snowboarding helmets? I don't have a really strong opinion on it yet, man. I don't know if you guys saw the GoPro Hero 6 telemetry test video on my YouTube channel, but I am wearing a Ruroc helmet in that video. Ruroc sent me a helmet. I got it. It's their new one. I forget what the name of the model is, but it's actually pretty sick. It's a very functional helmet. Like, it keeps you nice and warm. You definitely, you know, feel very safe in the helmet. Like, it's, you know, if you smash your head, like, you're probably going to be okay versus some other helmets. But personally, I mean, like, the field of view and everything and the Ruroc was pretty solid, but I think I'm going to stick to my sandbox. Like, you know, if you just want that kind of blacked out, like, you know, no one knows who you are look, just, you can wear a face mask, tuck it up into your goggles. You don't have to get the full face helmet. I felt like it was a little bit of a burden. You know, if you're going to be riding for like 3 or 4 hours straight, it could be pretty solid. But I'm going to have a comprehensive review coming out on Snowboard Pro Camp for that helmet later in the season. So keep your eyes peeled, man. But it is kind of cool, and it comes with like a built-in like helmet mount right here that I think is going to provide some really good POV footage. So yeah, hope that helps out, man. Thanks for the question. Coolman13, kind of funny question here. Goggles under or over the helmet, what's the difference? So personally, I mean, honestly, man, the difference is style. Like, do you want to be like in the core snowboard scene where everyone's going to either be wearing no helmet, or if they are wearing a helmet, they're wearing their goggles under the helmet? Or if you just don't really care about that stuff, you just want to go out and ride, you want, you know, to use all the functions of your gear, wear it over the helmet. You got the helmet clip. Just make sure that you get a helmet where the goggles fit well. You don't have like a big gap, letting wind and snow kind of up into your helmet and getting you cold there. Personally, I would recommend wearing it under the helmet, just because I think that's the way to go. We got a $5 super chat. Jackie Chu, thanks, man. Thank you for helping me decide on a board. I got the Capita DOA this season. It arrives on Wednesday. Going to be using it up at Mammoth this weekend. That's incredible, man. Awesome. You made a great choice. The DOA is super, super fun. If you guys are trying to get the DOA, I would do it sooner rather than later. That board is 100% going to sell out. It sells out every year. So I'm glad you got your hands on it, man. That's going to be a lot of fun. And that's sick that Mammoth is opening this weekend. I'm stoked for you guys. I've been seeing a lot of content from like Tyler Flanagan and stuff, and Shred Mamba out there. It looks like a lot of fun. Feels bad, man. €2 super chat. Keep it up. Thank you so much for the donation, man. We appreciate it. It really helps out. Thank you guys all for the super chats today. I appreciate it. All right, guys. So I don't know if you can tell, I am actually just getting over a sickness. I caught some kind of cold, and it's just been lingering. It's terrible. I'm starting to feel it kind of flare up right now. So let's get to just a couple more questions, and then I'm going to call it for right now. Then give me like 15 minutes, and I'll start that Patreon live hangout too. If you guys want to hop onto Patreon and just kind of hang out, ask me any questions that you want. I'll be there for, 15, 20, 30 minutes or so. All right. William Hinch, what do you think of Kevin's gaper gap? That's mean, man. Kevin actually does not have a gaper gap. I know there were some videos in the past, like where he may have had a little gap on like awesome powder days where he's not worried about the gaper gap at all. He's worried about just smashing POW. But, he wears the Sandbox Legend helmet, and I think it fits really well with his goggles. So that may have been a thing of the past, man. I don't know what videos you're watching, but it's a funny question. All right, I see some people stoked talking about the women's boards. I'm glad you guys are stoked on that. Also, I'll put some links in the description of the video after the live stream is over. I'll probably just link some of those soft, medium, stiffer flexing boards that we talked about. Maybe those beginner women's options as well. And then my gear, of course, that's always linked down there. So check that out. If you guys don't know, if you guys are doing any shopping online, any video on the channel, there's links in the description with our gear. If you click on it, most of them go to evo.com. Click on it before you buy anything. It helps to support the channel at no additional cost to you. So that's another way to help support the channel. If you didn't know, that's probably the best way outside of Patreon. So we certainly appreciate it and just want to make you guys aware of that as well. All right, couple more questions here. Matthias Bangerter, have you ever been to Switzerland? I have not. I would love to go though. I want to say that Kevin and Chris are going to be there on their Euro trip this year. I'm super jealous. Oh man. I hope they get to go to Switzerland because I've had friends there recently and it looks really cool. Wooter de Pape asks, say hi to Travis Rice. I'll try to, man. If I'm gonna try to get a photo with him. If you guys want to see if I do or not, follow me on Instagram at Board Archive. I will be at the Depth Perception premiere tonight. I'll be throwing up little snaps on the story on Instagram if you want to check it out, and hopefully meet Travis Rice. I've seen him at least 4 times at various events and just have never approached him. So if I see him tonight, I'm gonna say what's up. All right, guys, so I think I am going to call this the last question of the live stream today. And this is going to be from Luis Ballister. Hey, TJ, I was going to buy a new board, but I cannot decide whether to get the Battalion whatever or the Capita DOA. Thanks, man. So both really awesome snowboards, both going to be camber dominant boards. The biggest thing with the Battalion whatever is you're going to get that triple base technology. So it's super catch free, going to help float and powder, going to be a lot of fun for butters, and it's not going to be hooky coming off jumps. Those are all reasons why I'm going to be on the Evil Twin this year. I'm using it as a jump board. Really want to progress my jumps this year and get some content out for you guys around that. Also, the whatever is going to have that slightly longer nose, so it's a little bit more versatile, a little bit more kind of all mountain oriented with that 99% twin shape. The DOA is also a ton of fun. As you guys know, I highly recommend the DOA. It's going to be true twin with the popsicle stick ends kind of shape. It's really, really poppy. That's the biggest standout for me on the DOA. It's still, I would say, the most poppy snowboard that I've had the chance to ride. You can just ollie whatever you want on that guy. Got a lot of pop on jumps, coming onto rails, ollieing slow signs, whatever you want to do. It's also got a really fun side cut for carving. Just a really sick overall snowboard. So basically what I would say, man, is what's more important to you? Do you want that 3BT? Do you want that catch-free feel combined with the camber? You want to try that out? Or do you want something that's just really versatile, whether you're in the park, in the trees, on the groomers, and something that you can ollie really well with? So I'll leave it at that, man. I hope that helps you make the decision. I don't think you're going to be disappointed either way. thanks again for hopping on here, guys. I'm so stoked to hang out with you every week. I look forward to it. Kevin's going to be going live Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be back next Monday, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and go to patreon.com/boardarchive if you want to hang out with me. I'm going to be going over there. We'll be doing a 15 to 30 minute kind of live hangout over there. It's going to be my first time ever using Patreon, so hopefully everything goes smoothly. Really appreciate it, guys. If you want to hit us up on Instagram, Kevin is at SnowboardProCamp. I am at BoardArchive. Thank you again for being here today, and I will see you guys next week. I appreciate all you guys. Hope you have a great week.